Alright, so we've done a lot of eBay unboxings. We bought some cheap accessories, some games, even a console. But I've never dabbled with Wish.com. Never. And so here are some cheap PS4 accessories from Wish.com. So there's two things about Wish that really surprised me. The first one being that despite the fact that it's a lot of Chinese sellers straight from the factory, there are some things on Wish that are not on eBay. That really caught me off guard. I thought it was just going to be the same stuff. But the second one is that almost everything was not free shipping. You almost paid shipping for everything, like $1 here, $1 there, $2 here. Doesn't seem that bad, but when you order a handful of stuff, it starts to add up, and then you think, that's like always the big deal on eBay, is everything's free shipping. But our first accessories, alright, this is really, let me explain. Alright, so we got a little nub with it too. We got another DualShock 4 condom like the eBay video. But what's funny here, and I was just about to mention this before even opening this, is that 2 of my Wish items did not come in. Or at least I thought. So this was one of them. This never was listed as delivered, so I thought it just never came. But it looks like it did. So here we are. We got another DualShock 4 condom. I picked this one because this one's, as you can see, look at these little nips on this thing. And the colors are just so wild. I mean, how can you not love and also hate something like this? But yeah, the last one had this kind of texture around the whole thing. But this one, you get these little booms. I like it. And then we also get some supplied, these ridiculous things that you put on. I don't know why people use them, but they do. See, I was afraid the first time that I might break this, but there's actually a lot of give to this thing, so you can manhandle it all you want. There we go. Does that look good or what? I will go as far to say these feel better. They do. They do. I still would never use something like this, but they do feel better. Next product, we got this little bag right here. Let's bust into this guy. There you go. We got some more. Yeah, just that. These little guys were $2 with, I think, $1 shipping. Most of the stuff was like $1 shipping, but sometimes it was a little bit over. You get a lot of these, so at least you get different sizes. But some of them, as you can see, they're raised up. So you actually, if you want to add some height to the sticks for whatever reason, you can do that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like some people already have issues with DualShocks as is, because sometimes people don't like the symmetric sticks. That's why they buy those Scuff Vantage controllers or just play on Xbox One. They like the asymmetric sticks, so this raises it a bit. I don't know if this really helps, but feels weird. It's already fallen off. Yeah, this just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know what it is. This one's in a box. This is our... doesn't say. Ah, yes. I'm actually very excited for this one. This is another one where we'll have to do this after the fact in the second part of the video. But they even give you the screwdriver for it, which is very nice. That is quite handy. This is a little modification we can do to a DualShock 4. And what I want to know is if this is real wood or not. Which it's probably not, and it definitely doesn't feel like it. But as you can see, it's like a grainy wood finish to a DualShock 4. And so it pretty much is a perfect replica plate. You just take your stock one off, put this one on. But for $13, and this actually feels good, it looks good, they give you a screwdriver with it, I think this might actually be perhaps a runner-up for the best buy out of this purchase here. And that's me saying this because I don't think the rest of this is going to be very good. Breaking this long one here. This is probably... yeah, we got a little tower here. So I've seen a lot of these, and I've never been inclined to buy one. But this is like a little stand that you use for your console, and it also has a rack system built in, so you can put a few disc-based games on there. I guess these are popular. I mean, if they keep making a lot of them for every new set of consoles that come out, they've got to be popular to somebody. Yep, there's our, oh my god, this is, you know what, it's not the exact one, but I think this is pretty much the same designed little charging dock that we got in the eBay video, where it was like $3-something free shipping. So you get this. It doesn't look like this would be like a flush design with this, but you do get a charging dock. There we go, and we do get a spot for the dock right up top. There, kind of a pain to smush together, but we'll fill this up later. This one's got some heavy cushioning in there. I can already feel it, which is good because this is a headset. Very cheap headset. With, oh, look at that, we get a nice little 3.5mm adapter. Little pass-through. Alright. Actually, I didn't think that would be included, so that's certainly welcome. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, well, it needs it, first of all, that's fine. This was $14 for a wired version, so I think that's why we have this little adapter here. But there was a wireless version for $19, but we're trying to stay cheap, so we went with this one. I do like that you get the weave wiring. I actually really like this. It's always pretty durable. I always use weave wiring for my iPhone cables or phone cables or whatever, just because they seem to hold up way longer than the OEM cables. This is kind of cheesy with this weird little, I don't know, trying to make it look aggressive looking. I know that's kind of a design element that we see like in the gaming chairs and certain headsets, and even like some desktop cases, so I guess I could see the design element, but get this cheesy looking dragon. I mean, for $14, don't feel very good. Serviceable. This next one has a few items packaged in it, and one of them we're actually not going to do in this video because I actually saved it for another Wish video of some knockoff Vita and PSPs that Wish seems to have an abundance of. But it's not like I was really looking for them on eBay, so I'm sure they're everywhere really if you look in the right places. Oh, they're totally separately packaged. Alright. Wow. I must have ordered everything from the same seller. And they just put it all into one bag. So I already know what's in this tube. Just like the Fortnite skin, we had to do a console skin. And this one's pretty wild. So not only do we get some free those little DualShock 4 decals where you can make your light bar look like an image. I chose the Batman symbol. But we have a Galaxy theme skin for a PlayStation 4 Slim. So we'll do that later. Oh, another charging stand. This is a pretty common design that we see a lot, where they're kind of like staggered on top of one another, and then you get a very small little LED light that passes through a translucent piece of plastic to indicate if it's charging, if it's fully charged. I actually had one of those back in the PS3 days that I liked a lot, just because it kind of looked a little more presentable, but watch me break the stuff I bought. Turns blue and stays blue the whole time. It's probably a little distracting. So it's charging, but the light is still blue, so that's kind of a bummer. You would want it to, like, I don't know, turn to a different color. Maybe it turns green once it's fully charged, I don't know. This is a cooling fan. Remember those? I don't even know if they were like a thing like prior to Xbox 360, but we all know that 360 was really the one that kind of popularized that accessory and also kind of crippled it at the same time. These things don't even really work for your console. In theory, a lot of the times they just make them hotter. They don't actually promote cooling the system down. But here we go. We have one of those little plug-in-the-back coolers with more fans to, in theory, circulate air out of the system, but probably not good for it. This is probably our DualShock 4 stickers, and it is. So I did order more of these on top of the free one that we got with our PS4 Slim skin. But as you can see, I picked some very cool choices because that's just the kind of person I am. I'm fun, I'm rebellious, and I also apparently like Assassin's Creed. Even though I really don't care much for that franchise. No, Spider-Man. I chose it for Spider-Man. That's a better reason. Last but certainly not least, we have some replacement L2R2, and wait, I don't remember this being a part of the listing, but I got more DualShock 4 light bar stickers. I guess they just hand these out. So, yeah, that's it though. Nothing in there. And we got... These actually go right on the controller, so let's tack these on right now. I don't remember choosing red. Some of this stuff I ordered so long ago, and it took like over a month. Which, you know, it happens, but like... I forgot. Jeez, kind of have to smack those things in there. There we go. Oh, this feels weird. I don't like it. The longer I keep these on the controller, the more I get like Stockholm Syndrome and like enjoy them. Okay, Wish.com coming in clutch with the top-notch PS4 accessories. But now let's take a look at each one individually and give them a fair, open, and honest review. Let's start with our wooden DualShock 4 faceplate. First, you have to find a compatible controller, which would be model JDM040. The install process is straightforward, but during reassembly I found the options button and the X button didn't sit very well. I removed the faceplate and shaved out more space, making the buttons fit more properly. I like the overall look, and the finish has a pleasantly soft touch feel. However, near the bottom where the wood grain meets the backplate, it's not very flush. It's a minor complaint and something that doesn't show up very well on video, but if you hold the controller, you immediately notice the wood plate sits a bit higher. Next, I put on a Batman light bar logo. Looks pretty cool in the dark, I suppose, but I don't know. I wouldn't really use these, and you pretty much can't use these if you're playing PlayStation VR games that use a regular DualShock 4. But hey, it works, and it's very forgivable if you need to remove and readjust your work. Speaking of which, the same goes for our Galaxy PS4 Slim Skin. You can consistently adjust your work as you're applying this without any air bubbles popping up, assuming you're careful with how you apply it. Always work from one starting point and work your way out, pressing firmly. This is another accessory where I just find these to be ridiculously cheesy. But my skin was actually missing a piece. The Wish listing shows there's a sticker for the section that features the power and eject buttons, but alas, mine didn't come with it. Although I must admit, from a distance, the finished product looks dope. Oh, and we can't forget the controller. Now, the silicone case. I like this one more than the eBay one we tried, if only for the little nubs and the fact that the face buttons aren't entirely surrounded. The open space in the middle allows you to hit what you need without your thumb feeling like it needs to push past the case, if that makes sense. And in the previous video, you all made an excellent use case for these, that sometimes your hands sweat and so you like to have one of these on to protect the controller. And I'd agree with that. Always bring protection, kids. Now, our pack of thumb grips were pretty good in that, well, if you like these things, then you get a good variety. Concave, convex, some are raised up. Actually, the ones that are taller held in pretty good. But this is a product where you either use these or you don't. And if you do, these are probably a good choice, I think. The L2 and R2 extenders, I'm being totally honest, not bad. I kinda dig how they feel. They make the controller sit more level, and I didn't really notice them have any negative impact when playing games. Now, I don't really think they're beneficial either, but they've got something going for them. Moving on to our console tower, I don't care for it. Maybe it works for a desk setup, but these products seem like they're trying to solve a problem that isn't there. It doesn't look any better, doesn't hold games any better, the charger up top sits loose, the whole thing is wobbly. This one gets a meh from me. The dedicated charging stand, it's alright. It gets the job done, but the LED light stays on when it's not charging anything, and they don't turn green to indicate max charge. But it looks cool in the dark. The cooling fan we got is for the first run of PS4 models and features 3 modes: on, auto, or turbo. It needs its own power supply, which you can just plug into the PS4's USB for that. And this was as terrible as expected. Probably does more harm than good. Now, I didn't do any dramatic scientific testing here, but after 2 hours of Uncharted 4, the system's rear vents were very warm to the touch. And at one point, it sounded like this. For the headset, there's much better options out there. This thing was design first, function later. It looks dumb, it's poor build quality. Oh, and the USB connection lights up the headset. Now that sounds cool, except plugging that in means you're a foot away from the console. What? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. And now, what to do with those Wish PS4 accessories, because I'm probably not going to use them. I think it's better that we just give those away. And so, if you'd like to win everything you saw in this video, outside of that PS4 Slim skin, which if I take that off, it's basically ruined. But everything else, fair game. Follow that link down below to the Gleam website. Supporting this channel a number of ways will gain you an entry, and I'll announce a winner 30 days from now on my Twitter account at MysticRyan. I will only ship in the US, unfortunately. It's just a lot easier for me. But if you're in the US and you want to win everything here, by all means, go ahead and enter. I will send them out to you if you win. And if you haven't yet, of course, please subscribe for the best PlayStation news, reviews, and updates that are here on YouTube. And that's basically it. I will see you all in my next video, and you take it easy.